Okay, so in chapter 1172, and spoilers for Elbath, but in that chapter, we find out that Jarl had some motion back in the day. He was the strongest man on the seas 300 years ago. So back then, he was 108 because currently in the story, he is 408. So with that being said, and seeing as how Harold is dead, and most likely after this arc is over, Haldarden and the New Giant Warrior Pirates are going to go about their merry way, and Loki might join the Straw Hats, Elbath will be left unprotected with no king, and no king's heir to guide them. So, keeping that in mind, what if, using a very familiar character, we bring Jarl back to his youth and make him a monster again to protect Elbath in the stead of our twin princess? So, what if Bonnie uses the power of the Age Fruit and rewinds time for Jarl, turning him back into a 108-year-old man again, therefore making him a terrible, terrible force to deal with on Elbath? With this happening, I could see him pulling the sword from his head and being completely fine using it in combat. As a matter of fact, I could see this age reversal happening in Elbath currently if things get too hot. I don't know what the fate of Bragi and Dory will be. However, based on the fates of Roxdy Zebek and Harold, it's not looking good for our giant bros here. I think they might have to be killed. I don't know, but looking at how things have played out, it's not looking good for them. However, maybe with the drums of liberation, the harm done by Emu can be undone. I don't know, quite honestly. However, I do think by presenting this piece of information about Jarl, it has become a Chekhov's gun of sorts that has to go off somehow, especially seeing as how we have a character in Elbath that can reverse the ages of people. Now, we don't know the limits of what Bonnie can do, but this would be a very good power demonstration and limit tester for the Age Fruit if she can accomplish a feat like this. Also, it seems like her aging doesn't wear off unless she wills it to, because there was a point in Egghead in which she aged up Luffy and Chopper, and Luffy and Chopper asked for her to undo it. So it doesn't seem like it wears off over time. Or maybe there is a variation that does, but the one that she did on Luffy, Chopper, and Jinbei did not. We need a bit more explanation for how this works, but I do think this is a possible outcome that we could see further on in Elbath. But now the caveat to this is that it will make the chapter entitled An Older Woman, which was chapter 1141, be even funnier, because now he would be a fairly young giant as opposed to being the oldest giant in the world. Because in that chapter, he says he prefers an older woman, but no one in the world technically is older than him that we know of. So now in being 108, from being 408, he can find himself an older woman. So that stupid joke could have been foreshadowed. We'll have to wait and see. However, if you're liking the video, please give me a like. And if you're truly enjoying the content so far, I would appreciate a subscription. Now, if you can find it, hit the bell so you never miss a Polly P Works video. And on top of all this, hit the hype button because it helps out somehow. But with that being said, give me your thoughts and tell your friends about Polypede Works.